Okay. So today we are continuing from the consignment procurement. Okay. So what is a consignment procurement? So basically it will be same as like concept will be same as of your pipeline procurement, but this material will not be a like pipeline material or something. Okay. So how this process will happen? So let's say you need a product. Okay. So you will require that product on a daily basis. Okay, daily basis, or let's say you will require it in a time basis. Okay, but right away, whenever you require the product, you will not raise a purchase order or you will not receive the product from the let's say from the vendor, or you don't have to pay for that like whatever things you are consuming right away, you don't have to pay upfront. Okay, so you don't have to pay upfront. So how this will happen? So let's take an example. um let's take an example. You are a new manufacturer. Okay, now you are a new manufacturer. What will you do? Let's say you are manufacturing some of the cosmetic products. Okay, now you will go to the any of the departmental stores. Okay, let's say the Big Bazaar is there, let's say the Reliance Mart is there, let's say the any many of the departmental stores are there. Okay, so you go there and you say like, I am a manufacturer, I manufacture this product, so you can take a consignment of this product, or I will store my product in your, let's say, selling location. We can say it a selling location, or we can say it as a warehouse, or anything we can say distribution center also we can say. So I am putting my materials in your distribution center. You don't have to pay to me directly. Once these products are getting sold, you can pay me. After that, how many, let's say after 1 month, how many quantity you are selling, you can pay to me for that one. Okay, so similar concept is also available for the businesses also. In businesses, there are many items or many materials are there which we can use, but we should not pay it upfront. Okay, directly. Let's say I need something, I will not pay directly from that for that. Okay, once I am consuming, I can pay for that consumable parts, like whatever thing I have consumed, I will be paying for that one. So um let's take an example. Let's say there is a shipbuilding is going on. Okay, let's say there will be some ships will be manufactured. Okay, so for ship manufacturing, it cannot be manufactured in let's say in any kind of plants or any kind of warehouses. It can be built. Okay, it should be built nearby the sea only, where it can go for selling. Okay, so every material what is needed to make a ship, it should be there nearby the sea only, where it is getting manufactured. Okay, so whenever you require some of the product, directly you can use it in the ship. So once you are using it, after the use, you can pay for the parts, or you can pay for the let's say material which you have already used. Okay, so this is a concept. Able to understand this one? Able to get my point, or confusing? Anyone? Are you able to get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically in consignment process, we don't have to pay upfront. Vendor will ship the product to our warehouse or to our storage location or to our plant premises, but we don't have to pay it upfront. Whenever we consume some of the amount from it, we can settle the liabilities as per the consumption. Okay, so how this process will work? So if you are going for a consignment process similar to the pipeline process, you have to create a info record. So in info record, every terms and condition, payment terms and all conditions will be available in the, means it will be mentioned in the info record. Okay, so first you will be creating an info record. Okay, so basically if we start from the scratch, first what will happen, let's say there is a demand for the product. Okay, if we go for the start, go from the starting. Okay, so now if you are identified one, let's say demand for the product, first what will happen, first you will create a purchase requisition. Okay, let's say how you will create a purchase requisition. Let's say you have a requirement for 1,000 quantity for, let's say, 3 months or 6 months or any period of time. Okay, let's say you identified that in next coming 6 months I will be requiring, let's say, 1,000 pieces of material, any xyz, any material you identified that one, you'll create a PR. Okay, now for that one you have to search. If you don't know the supplier, who is the supplier, then you have to search for the supplier. Same process it will happen as of, let's say, as of the standard procurement cycle. You will go for the request for quotation, you will be sending for request for quotation, you will be receiving the quotation, you will be comparing the quotation, and you will be finalizing the vendor. Okay, now once the vendor is known, then there will be price and all terms and condition will be there. Then you can create a info record according to that PR or according to that quotation comparison or quotation price. You can maintain a info record. Okay, so info record is nothing but it is a conditions for the material and vendor combination, material vendor and purchasing organization combination. There will be information will be available on the price. Okay, basically the price and the delivery terms and all the things will be mentioned in the info record. Okay, now after the info record you can create a purchase order. Okay, so now you can create a purchase order for the bulk quantity. Okay, let's say 1,000 quantity, I'll be creating a purchase order. Now when I send the purchase order, vendor will send me the 1,000 quantity material directly. Okay, now I will not pay for the 1,000 quantity right away. Okay, as in the standard process, whenever you have a purchase order or whenever you send a purchase order, the quantity you receive, you have to pay for it in the standard cycle, right? But here in the consignment process, I will not pay for the 1,000 quantity. Now I have received the products and everything I have received, but still the material will be your vendor's valuated stock. Okay, it will be under your vendor only. So I don't, I have not paid, so material is already, material will be belong to the vendor only. Okay, now whenever I require some of the product, let's say tomorrow I need 10 products, let's say day after tomorrow I'll be needing 5 items, or let's say after 10 days I'll be needing, let's say, 10 items or 20 items. Likewise, whenever I require, I can consume from that stock which I have received. I can consume from that stock. Okay, now after consumption, while I am consuming this product, similarly, let's say in 1 month period of time or in 7 days period of time, in as per your agreement, whatever agreement will be there, as per the agreement you can do the settlement to the vendor. Let's say I have consumed 100 quantity in last month, I have to settle for 100 quantity only. Okay, understood? Understood or any doubt, anyone?
Understood, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is the consignment procurement. Next one is subcontracting procurement. So what is a subcontracting procurement? So basically all the companies, all the big companies or manufacturing companies or mostly every company, okay, they don't manufacture like let's say the mobile phone manufacturing company, or let's say the electronics manufacturing company, let's say the refrigerator manufacturing company, okay, let's say LG company is manufacturing a fridge or a refrigerator, okay. Now the LG company will not manufacture all of its parts. So you can see a refrigerator, inside there are a lot of parts are there, right? Inside that there will be egg tray will be there, there will be a, let's say, freezer door will be there, there will be some vegetable keeping components will be there, there will be side panels will be there, okay. So LG company will not manufacture all of these product in their plant or in their, let's say, manufacturing unit, okay. Normally what will happen, they will give the raw material to the subcontractor or to a subcontractor which will manufacture the items for them, and LG company only takes these components from that subcontractor and they will assemble it and they will sell it, okay. Similarly for the mobile manufacturing companies also, let's say Samsung is manufacturing a mobile, so Samsung does not manufacture all of its component by its own. Normally what happens, Samsung company will manufacture the board of the mobile, okay, only they will manufacture or they will produce the board of the mobile phone which is inside the mobile phone. There will be outside cover will be there will be a charger will be there, and there will be a charging cable is there, okay. So for charger there will be a manufacturing unit which is manufacturing the charging case, okay. You are having a adapter is having a outer case is there, okay. Now one company, so there might be one company, there might be multiple companies will be there, means the subcontractor will be there. Let's say Samsung is outsourcing the charger or adapter from some company. So now he will be first providing one manufacturer which is manufacturing the adapter case. Okay, so adapter case is will be prepared in any kind of manufacturing company, which is, let's say, a molding company. Okay, plastic mold which is creating a plastic items. So they will be creating the charger case, they will be creating the charges case, and the material will be provided by the Samsung company. They will be providing that plastic molding company to manufacture the charger case. Now after the charger is created or it is manufactured, it will be sent to a electric company, okay. It will be sent to a electrical company which will create or which will insert or which will let's say install the electric component inside it, okay. So every charger will need some, there will be some electrical wires will be there, there will be some circuit will be there, there will be some boards like power surge managing boards will be there. So everything will be installed after the adapter is created, okay. So after this is created, this will be sent to the Samsung company, and while Samsung company assembles its product, it will just put this charger from the supplier, like supplier will send them in a in a box or in a carrot or in any kind of packaging it will provide. It will just take from there and it will put it in the mobile, let's say that mobile packaging, okay. Inside the mobile packaging it will just keep it over there. So they will not manufacture, rather they will be sending the raw material to these companies, let's say the electrical companies, let's say the manufacturing companies. They will be producing for them and they will be sending that to the company, and company only uses that. So this process is called as a subcontracting, because we are giving the components. Okay, so we are not buying the product directly from the company, rather we are supplying the raw materials, and we are taking the finished material, and we are paying for the, let's say, manufacturing cost. Okay, so this is the process of subcontracting procurement. So normally what will happen, let's say whenever there is a requirement of the final product. Okay, final product means, let's say here refrigerator is your final product, or let's say your mobile phone is your final product. Now whenever there is a requirement or demand for this final product will be there. Okay, let's say there will be a requirement for a mobile phone. Okay, now I need to manufacture 25 mobile phone by next week, or let's say 100 mobile phone by next week. Now what will happen, so now in my warehouse or in my company or in my storage location, I will search if every item that is required to manufacture or to sell 100 mobile phones is available or not. So what are the components? So components will be the outer case for the mobile, the motherboard of the mobile, and whatever the like your memory card and all the things will be there. So let's say it is a board and outer components and the charger. Okay, let's say charger and charging cable should be there. If it is not there, what I will do, I will create a purchase order for that. I will create a purchase order for that semi finished product. Okay, so whenever I am creating a purchase order, with respect to that purchase order, I will be doing the goods issue of the raw material to the vendor or to the subcontractor. Okay, while I will be creating a purchase order, the raw material will be sent to the subcontractor. Okay, now once the material has been received at the subcontractor end, they will create or they will manufacture the product, and they will be sending the final product to our warehouse or to our premises. Okay, they will be giving a final product to us. So now after receiving the product, I'll be doing the invoice receipt and I'll be doing the payment to the vendor. So similarly here, payment, how it will be done, through the info record only. So here after the after our first, let's say whenever we require the product, and so whenever there is a requirement, like the first time whenever there is a requirement, first process will happen first process will happen in the same way of the standard procurement. Like you will create a purchase requisition, you will identify your vendor by the supplier evaluation process or by the supplier selection process, let's say the RFQ, let's say the quotation, let's say the quotation comparison. So you will be finding your vendor. So after that, whenever there is a requirement, the process will, like, after we have selected our vendor, we have to create a purchase info record, or info record, rather we call it as the info record. So once we are creating the info record, then we can go for this process. Okay, so PR for the end product, we can have the PR, we can create a purchase order, we can do the goods issue of raw material to the vendor, we receive the end product from the vendor, we will be doing the invoice receipt, then we will be paying to the vendor for the manufacturing cost. Whatever manufacturing cost will be there, we will be paying for that one. Understood this concept?
Actually, sir, I'm not getting understand the goods issue for the raw material.
Okay, so now let's understand, you will manufacture a mobile. Okay, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
not the mobile, let's say the charger. Okay, let's say you are manufacturing a charger. So you are asking a subcontractor or vendor to manufacture a charger for you. Okay,
Okay.
so how they will be manufactured? They need the raw material, right?
Okay.
So you have to send the raw material to them, right?
Okay. We send the raw material to vendor.
Yes. So in this process, the company which needs the charger, they will be giving the raw material to the vendor. Okay, so if we are sending the raw material to the subcontractor or to the vendor, it will be coming under subcontracting process. If we are not sending the raw material directly, they are buying the raw material and they are producing it and they are manufacturing the let's say charger material, so you have to buy from them, right?
Yes.
So you have to buy from them. Now if you are going to buy from them, so definitely they will be purchasing, so there will be let's say capital or investment from their side. Okay, now you will be having more thing like more amount to pay for them. Now one thing, you are manufacturing from a subcontractor, you will only pay the manufacturing cost. Okay, now if you purchase from a manufacturer, let's say I will be purchasing that from a manufacturer, so manufacturer will take something like, they are storing the raw material, they are manufacturing it, so everything is from their end only. So how they will be, so they will be charging you extra. Okay, so that's why many of the companies adopt this process of subcontracting, so they will provide all of the things, not only raw material. Here we are only discussing about the raw material, but normally what will happen, let's say some companies manufacturing a charger for you, so you have to let's say give them the raw material, along with you have to also give them the mold. Like mold is basically, it is a um, like you can say it is a mm, mold, you can say, through which the it will contain the shape of that adapter, in which the plastic in let's say the molten plastic will go inside and it will create a charger shape. Okay, so that is basically a mold. If anyone is from mechanical background, you can understand what is a mold. Okay, so basically you need to provide the mold, like everything that is required to manufacture a charger, you have to provide to the subcontractor. They will only manufacture it. Okay, they will use their manpower and they will manufacture it and they will send it back to you. So for that one, you have to issue the raw material to them. Okay, either you have this raw material in your warehouse, or you are purchasing from someone and directly you are sending to that your subcontractor. It may be different ways will be there, but the company which need the product, they will be procuring the raw material, or they will be sending the raw material to the subcontractor. Understood, or still any
Yes.
doubt? Okay, okay. So this is basically the subcontracting procurement process. This is how the subcontracting process will happen. Now next one is, your third party procurement process. Okay, third party procurement process. So what is a third party procurement process? So let's say you are buying something from Flipkart. Okay, so let's say I am buying a Nike shoes from Flipkart. Okay, now Flipkart does not manufacture a Nike shoe, or Flipkart don't have a warehouse on their own which they buy from the Nike customer and they are selling it to their customers. Okay, so they don't have that kind of let's say options. What they will do, it is a trading platform. Okay, it is a trading platform, or we can say it is a trading marketplace. Okay, where you can go for a buy sell options. Okay, now here the sellers will be listed for selling, and here the buyers will be registered for buying. Now if you require a Nike shoes, you will send a order or you will book a product from Flipkart. Okay, so Flipkart will be having multiple suppliers. Okay, so multiple suppliers will be there. As per their listing, you can select a supplier. As per the price matters, you can choose a, let's say, supplier from that one, and you can give a order to Flipkart. So you are giving a order to Flipkart that I need this Nike shoes. What Flipkart will do? Flipkart will forward, or Flipkart will share that information with the seller. Okay, now what seller will do? Seller will not sell the product to Flipkart and Flipkart then sell it to you. Rather, whenever Flipkart share the sale order, so normally we can call it as a sale order. For us, it is a purchase order. We are giving a purchase order. For Flipkart, it will be a sale order. So that sales order will be shared with the seller, and seller will send you the product directly to you. Okay, you have given the order, so seller will send the product directly to you. Okay, now once you are receiving the product, whom you have to pay? You have to pay to Flipkart. Okay, you are not giving your money, or you are not paying to the supplier, or no, you are not paying to the like whoever having that material. You are not paying to them, you are paying to Flipkart only. Now, after you have received, Flipkart is bound to pay the price, or Flipkart is bound to pay the amount to the vendor. Okay. Now here, what is happening? Flipkart is a third party for us. Who is taking the order? Who is providing the order to the seller? Who is responsible to manage the product to be reached from the seller's warehouse to the customer's place? Okay, they are responsible for that one, but they are not manufacturing the product, or they are not storing the product, or they are not doing anything. Okay, so they are just a third party whom we can provide a order to them. Understood? Understood this concept? Either yes or no, anyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Understood.
okay. So this concept is also happening with the businesses also. So how this process will happen? So now let's say I am having materials in one plant. Okay, I am receiving the order in another plant. So what I will do? I will create a sales order for where I am receiving the purchase order. Let's say plant 1 is receiving the purchase order, and plant 2 is where I have the product. So I will be creating a sales order from plant 1 to plant 2, where the delivery address will be the customer address. Okay, here one thing is there. So whenever I will be creating a sales order, the uh, okay, sorry. So whenever I receive a sales order, okay, I'll be receiving a sales order from my customer in plant 1. Whenever there is a requirement, so with this sales order, there will be a purchase requisition will be created. Okay, so now whenever there is a sales order is generating, let's say sales order means someone is giving you a purchase order for you, it is a sales order, means you are going to sell it. Okay, so now with that sales order, if the material is not available with you, there will be a purchase requisition will be created. Like you don't have the product, so you have to procure or buy for that product. Now, whenever for this third party procurement, whenever there is a purchase order is created with respect to purchase requisition, so delivery address will be the customer address. Okay, this is the scenario. This is by default the scenario for third party process. whenever you create a third party purchase order, your delivery address should be your customer address. But in the other processes, whatever process we have seen, if we are creating a purchase order, the delivery address will be our plant address only. Okay, I am procuring a product, my delivery location will be my plant address. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in this type of procurement, your whenever you create a purchase order with this type of procurement or purchase order, your delivery address will be your customer address rather than your plant address. It should be your customer address. Why? Because this purchase requisition will be created from the sales order. Okay, we are creating the purchase requisition with respect to a sales order. Now, whenever I send a PO to the vendor, vendor will supply the material, but to whom? Vendor will send the material to the customer. It will not send the material to me, it will send the material to the customer because my delivery address is my customer's address. Now, once my customer receive the product, I'll be sending an invoice. So, customer will pay to my company and I will be paying to the vendor company. So this is the process of third party procurement. Able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are basically the process. So next one is import procurement. So import procurement, we are not going to discuss it. Maybe if time permits, we can discuss it later. Okay, because I have already told you in S4 HANA there is no import procurement concept is there. It is moved to the SAP GTS. Okay, every import procurement or let's say this overseas procurement will be happening. It will be happening through the SAP GTS only. Okay, so we will be looking into it in a later phase in the last, let's say after everything is finished, maybe we will be looking into this in the ECC version. Okay, in the ECC version we can use it, but in S4 HANA there is no concept of import procurement. Okay, now next process is outline agreement. Okay, so what is the outline agreement? We have already discussed the process, like what is the outline agreement. Normally, let's say for coming 6 months, let's say for coming 6 months or for coming 1 year or 2 year or how much period will be there. So let's say for coming period, I have identified that I will need or I will require some of the product. Okay, let's say you are a manufacturing company, you have set up a company or you have set up a manufacturing unit, you have a set up a manufacturing unit. So for now onwards you will be requiring the raw material. Okay, for every manufacturing you will be requiring a raw material. Now what will you do? First you will identify the suppliers or you will identify the supplier, you will find out a best suitable supplier. So to the supplier you are saying, okay, I need this much of product. Let's say single product may be there or multiple products may be there. So you are saying to them, okay, I require this product for coming months or coming years. I will be needing these materials. Okay, so now I want to do an agreement with you. Let's say I will create an agreement with you for 1 year or for 6 months. Whatever price fluctuation will be there, I will be paying you as per the market standard, or I will be paying you as a standard price. I will be paying you, but I will be requiring the product from you. So I have to create an agreement. Okay. So what is the benefit of a agreement? So let's say if you are going with an agreement, so you can negotiate for the price and other conditions, right? So let's say you are going to buy for, let's take an example like we have taken yesterday. Let's say you are constructing a house. Okay, you are constructing a house. Now you have identified for coming 6 months or coming 1 year, you will be needing 1,000 cement bags. So now if you go to the vendor, like there will be multiple let's say vendors will be there who will be providing the cements. Now if you go each day to them, let's say today I'll be needing 2 packets of cement bag, I'll be going today and buying 2 packs. Tomorrow I'll be needing 2 packs, I'll be going and I'll be buying 2 packets. If you are not negotiating the terms and condition with the vendor, now you have to pay as per the market standard. Let's say you are buying only 2 bags per day, there is no vision like how much bags you will be needing in the future. So maybe you cannot negotiate the price condition with the supplier. Now if the same condition, if you are saying to the supplier like for 1 year I will be needing 2 bags per day or 3 bags per day, so it will be, if we are needing 3 bags per day, it will be coming around 1,000 bags, right? So if you are saying like for coming 1 year I'll be taking 1,000 bags, 3 bags per day, I'll be not storing in my location or my place, rather I'll be taking 3 bags per day from you. So what can be the prices or what can be the conditions should be there. Okay, so you can check with the supplier. Now you are having 3 4 suppliers, you can negotiate the terms and conditions with them and you can finalize a price with them. Okay, now the price is finalized. Whenever you require a material, now what will you do? You will create a purchase order. Rather, in this concept, we call it as a contract release order. Okay, so outline agreement is two types. One is a contract, one is a scheduling agreement. Okay, so for the first type contract, whenever you create a contract with the contract is also a type of agreement and scheduling agreement is also a type of outline agreement. Okay, so whenever you create a contract, you have to, like whenever there is a requirement, you have to send a purchase order, or it is called as a contract release order. So when you send that to the vendor, vendor will send you the product, you will be doing the GR and you will be doing the IR. But here we don't need a info record or anything, the price and conditions will be maintained in the contract only. Okay, now second type of outline agreement is a scheduling agreement. Now let's say as per our conditions, we have identified like every day we will be needing 3 bags of cement. Okay, so now every day I don't have to ask the supplier please give 3 bags of cements, or I don't have to send a purchase order to them. Rather what I will say, I need 3 bags